all know about traditional mental health therapy where we go in and whine about our boss or our partner or whatever. It's fun and it can be very, very helpful. But that, for me, was the end of my mental health therapy knowledge. I didn't know about cognitive behavioral therapy, where you change your attitude and stop saying I can't, and I always this, and I never that, and catastrophizing, we call that. Stop catastrophizing, because it actually digs in the train tracks, the neural pathways in your brain, so that every time you see somebody going for a run, or going skiing, whatever it is you liked to do before life happened to you, you get angry if that's where your train track leads you. You get jealous if that's where your train track leads you. And cognitive behavioral therapy makes you aware that you have a train track and it's leading you on a negative path, and helps you write new train tracks down to a better path, because there is plasticity in the brain and you can rewrite the neural pathways. And that's something a lot of people don't realize. You can change your brain. I had no idea. Cognitive processing therapy is the one I'm still using. That's my personal favorite. Again, I'd never heard of it. Cognitive processing therapy, CPT, is a form of cognitive behavioral therapy, but you work on the specific trauma of losing your home, losing your partner, whatever it was that happened to you, an accident, a fall, an injury, an illness. You work on it and you find out what about it was the most triggering, that you've had, your brain has held on to this, and so you identify what your triggers are so that you learn coping skills and can actually conquer the things that are making you frustrated, angry, or upset, and alter and possibly end your mood swings. And that was life-changing for me to feel I'm not hopeless, I'm not helpless. Through CPT, I can figure out what's making me anxious or angry each day or each week, and actually work toward conquering it. Support groups, I think we know a lot about those, so we don't have to talk too long. And specialty therapies like biofeedback and EMDR, which many people find extremely helpful, and it's covered by insurance, but they're lesser used therapies. Medications, they are advertised to us on TV every day, sadly, so we all know far too much about medications. If there's any questions about supplements or digestive aids, allergy meds, I think that I lean much more toward the supplements. Having had the testing for the liver enzymes that I recommend to everybody through uscript.com was the one that I went to, but there are several companies. I was not, the medications were harming more than helping me, and I had no idea, because hospitals don't test you for metabolism of medications. If you're going to take a drug, I just highly recommend you ask to be tested to see if you can actually metabolize the drug first, or if it's going to hurt you. One of them sent me into anaphylaxis, and that was my wake-up call that maybe you should look at supplements more than just medications. Medical devices and prescriptions. He is one of my medical devices, so I
No,
put him up there.
I wasn't just saying the dog, but I don't think enough people talk about medical devices and how much they can help.
Yeah,
Absolutely, and you don't have to think of it as a whole
exactly.
life.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you use this now, but that doesn't mean that could be a transitional phase. It doesn't. I think that the brain has
This
a lot of
is a
plasticity.
tool. I use it
Yeah,
when I need
I
it, and
use
when I
it to
don't, I
be more
don't.
of myself.
And people, we had a hard time, my partner and I, when I was in a wheelchair, because I could, after a year of working, I could stand up from the chair and walk to the bathroom in a public place, and people would stare. He would get self-conscious, I would get self-conscious, and people would judge you like, oh, there's a faker. Well, she's sitting in that for the 4-hour concert, but
Can't talk to me when I'm
You
in
know
the
what?
room.
I don't care. But see,
Well, and
I don't care.
I do care,
well,
but
I know, we should
I
all
do
get to the point where we
care,
don't care.
but I do it more, and I try and get more pictures with me using my mobility aids so that it gets more accepted, and I
Yes.
refuse to feel bad if I'm in my chair and I get up for something. I'm not gonna feel like I'm doing something wrong.